back in 2012. I had a best friend named Savannah. We used to go to Crown Point High School. She lived in the area. I lived further north, 30 minutes from there, in a little community called Lake Valley. She picked me up on her way to Farmington, which is another hour and 30 minutes where she lives, also north, just to hang out. It was a Friday night. I told her that I would go. I went with her. We ended up staying pretty late in town. We didn't leave town until 10 o'clock. We started heading back on Highway 371 is what we call it. There's a junction called N5 Junction and Highway 371 is the little T area. We were driving past there after midnight. I was sitting in the back seat. Savannah was in the passenger side. Her dad was driving. Out of nowhere, we saw the police lights behind us. We were confused. We didn't see anything on the road or any police. Savannah's dad pulled over. He told us everything would be okay. I probably have a missing tail light. We waited for a good 10 minutes, which I thought was also odd for the police officer to come to the window. 10 minutes later, the police officer showed up, knocked on the window. He didn't even make eye contact. He just knocked on the window. All we could see was his stomach. That's it. We couldn't see his chest, his head, or what he looked like. He knocks on the window. Savannah's dad rolls down the window. He said to Savannah's dad, "Hey, hello, have you been drinking?" Her dad said, "No, sir, I haven't." The police officer said, "Are you sure? Who are you with?" We thought it was pretty odd. A police officer would introduce himself and be like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" But this was just a simple, straightforward, "Have you been drinking?" It was odd. 5 minutes, 6 minutes later, he finally asked, "Do you have your driver's license?" He didn't ask for a registration, just the driver's license. When Savannah's dad was looking for his driver's license in his wallet, I tried to look through the window, trying to peek up at him. With his flashlight, he shined it at my face. I couldn't see. I only saw his police uniform. Where we're at, it's usually Navajo Nation police officers. They patrol that area. He just took the driver's license and told Savannah's dad, "I'll be back." Went back to his squad car. Savannah's dad tried to look in the rearview mirror or on the side mirror. I saw him do that. All he said was, "What the heck?" I wanted to ask him what was wrong, but I didn't. I didn't say anything because I got the chills at the same time. I finally had the courage to turn around, but the lights from the squad car was so bright I couldn't see anything. All Savannah's dad said was, "We need to hurry and go home." The police officer came back and said, "Are you sure you're not drinking, sir?" Savannah's dad kind of seemed annoyed. He said, "No, I told you I'm not drinking. I do not drink." The police officer said, "Are you sure?" Savannah's dad said, "Am I being charged with anything? If not, we'd like to get back. We live pretty far." We do live pretty far. Back then, we didn't have self-service either, so like an hour of no self-services where we got pulled over. He didn't say anything, just gave the driver's license back and said good night. Didn't write any paper, didn't even tell Savannah's dad this is a warning. Nothing. We buckled our seatbelts back on and getting ready to go back onto the main highway, Highway 371. We saw this vehicle approaching from afar. When the vehicle passed us, I saw Savannah's dad look into the rearview mirror. He said, "What the hell? We're going home right now." We have to go home. That's all he kept saying. He didn't tell us why. When I saw his speedometer, it was 75, 80. I knew something was wrong. He told me, whenever we get service, call your parents, tell them to pick you up. We have to go straight home. I did as I was told, still unsure why. I still had an eerie feeling. I didn't want to turn around. I didn't even want to be in the back seat by myself. The next day came along. I went to school. Savannah was there. During lunchtime, she told me, I gotta tell you what happened and what we found out. When they got home that night, her dad called to the Shiprock Navajo Nation Police Department to complain about this officer. The Shiprock Police Department looked into it and said, we had no one patrolling that area last night, but I can call another department to see if anyone was there. He came back on the line and told Savannah's dad, hey, there is no one around the area. They were all on a call towards Gallup, New Mexico. That's where most of our police officers were. Savannah's dad said, if it wasn't anyone in your department or elsewhere, then who was it? The guy he was talking to said, this is not the first time we have been getting a call like this. We've gotten numerous calls like this. They all said the same thing, what you're describing. We had a police officer that passed away in that area months ago back. He went head on with another driver that had a female. We don't bury our police officers with their badge or their plate number. That's probably why you couldn't get the plate number. He told Savannah's dad, I'm just letting you know now to go see what we call in our Navajo culture, a singing nun, going to see a medicine man. In our culture, if someone's not laid to rest properly, they have a hard time crossing over, we would call them, in our Navajo language, Chidis, people that shouldn't be there, people that have already passed on that shouldn't be there. They can take shape into someone you know. They usually choose someone that's really close to you. They'll mimic their voice, look like them. They'll turn into any animals they can. Just about anything. If they're not laid to rest properly or in their lifetime something wasn't going right, the afterlife comes, it usually means they're bad. In Anglo language, they would call it skinwalkers. He went to the medicine man that same night. He didn't want to wait. That same medicine man told him what the Shiprock Police Department had told him. But the medicine man added that when that police officer took his driver's license, he had put something on there and gave it back to him like that. The medicine man added that he's just a lost spirit. He was mad that he didn't get to live his full life. That is why he has been trying to look for this girl that he had a collision with. He goes around that area looking for any girls that were the same age as me and Savannah at that time. It was really odd that every time I would try to look through the window at him to see his face or even to get the badge number, he would always shine the flashlight in my eyes so I couldn't see anything. I was pretty freaked out about it. If you know anyone on the Navajo Nation, there's stories that would go around. We had mentioned it to one of our teachers at the time in high school. She told us her daughter-in-law had experienced the same thing in that area. When you drive in that area at night, either you would see someone walking on the side of the road, vehicles come out of nowhere. When another vehicle passes you, look in the rearview mirror, there's nothing. If you're driving by yourself, you would see someone sitting in the back seat with you. There's a lot of accidents that happen there